and welcome to HITC Sport. Right, let's take a look at what happened in the Premier League this weekend. And first, let's just take a look at a reaction to a video that was put up on CFC TV last week.
These are the 5 reasons that I now believe Sarri should no longer be Chelsea manager. I just don't think that what Sarri's doing is right for our team, is right for our system, is right for the way Chelsea plays. Players aren't responding to it. I think he's lost the dressing room. It's got to be said, you don't lose 4-0 against Bournemouth for nothing.
Your conclusion is utter nonsense. Persons with your opinion is so disliked by neutrals. Plastic as hell. Give us the dislike button, please. I unsubscribe your channel now, sweetie. Sophie, you're moving like a plastic SMH. Fix up, blood. Words cannot express the sheer level of unintelligence shown in this video. Don't pretend to back him come May when we have won trophies. What the fuck is this video? This is why I hate this fan base. Ridiculous and knee-jerk reaction. Sophie is so sweet, but she doesn't understand football. I have just unsubscribed from this channel. What an embarrassment of a video.
4 days later.
Chelsea 0, Manchester City 6. 6.
Chelsea have just lost 6-0 to fucking City, their worst defeat in Premier League history.
6-0. That is appalling. Sarri out.
Embarrassment, joke, bollocks.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Right. Wonder if they're still trying to burn that woman at the f***ing stake. I doubt it. I mean, I would say she's probably being vindicated after getting battered 6-0 off City. And lads, you were supposed to be a title rival. What has happened to Chelsea? Seriously. I mean, City are probably loving this, but then again, the older generation, you know, the types that sat through George Samaras and Darius Vassell trying to control football for years, is this not a bit hollow? At least with Leicester City's success, you would feel like they earned it a bit. With City, you were basically plucked out of the air by a randomly bored rich oil tycoon. I mean, it's sort of like a bunch of women studying for law degrees over the course of 7 years, you know, to set them up for a great life, while their dopey friend just matches with some sugar daddy on Tinder. I mean, I don't really care either way, but if I was a City fan, it would feel a bit hollow. Some window absolutely obliterating Chelsea, with a double from Raheem Sterling, a hat-trick from Sergio Aguero, and a goal from Ilkay Gundogan. Why Maurizio Sarri attempted to attack at the Etihad is beyond me. It's a bit like if a lion tries to eat your face off. Obviously your tactic should be to run the f*** away. Don't instead attack him with a f***ing butter knife, which is essentially what Chelsea did, as long as they had Ross Barkley on the goddamn pitch, and they were pretty much mauled to death. I mean, not mauled by the Tigers, thank the Lord. It's only been 2 days, but I'd forgotten how shit that was. Chelsea fans must really be hating this though. Because before, yes, everybody hated them for having taken the lottery shortcut. You know, that magically elevated them from the Carlton Coles of the world to Didier Drogba. But at least they were winning things. Now they're basically looking at a reflection of themselves from 10 years ago, except City play better football. Chelsea probably view Man City the same way Paris Hilton views the Kardashians. Because now there's a new, more sparkly, more successful family out there who everybody hates, while she's just spending her Friday nights pawing at desperately frightened teenagers down the local pub in a desperate bid to stay relevant. I mean, to be honest, I have no idea if Paris Hilton does this or what she's up to now, but honestly, who gives a shit? I mean, I say that, but she doesn't even know I or any of my bloodline ever existed in this world, so this was Chelsea's heaviest ever Premier League defeat, coming about a week after their joint heaviest. Good job, Sarri! And I think it might have just scrambled a few brains coming out of that stadium.
Liverpool can't win the league.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
Oh, it's superb. Oh, look at this fluid passing from Napoli. Oh, isn't it great? Oh, mate, it's better than watching porn.
A moment of silence for this poor gentleman who had to wrestle himself out of bed at what time?
I woke up at 6:30 this morning. I got up at 6:30 this morning. 6:30.
I hope the YouTube gig works out for you, lad, because you wouldn't last 2 minutes as a f***ing postman.
To be honest, mate, I just want to go home.
Sorry, Louis, I'm really digging out your channel today. It's a good channel. Go help them get to 100k subscribers or whatever. But yeah, the Chelsea meltdown is delicious.
There is no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no mindset in this football club. Marcos Alonso, this is the 7th time. This is the 7th time I'm calling out your name. You are just an absolute shambolic defender. Shambolic rubbish defender. You don't deserve to play for Chelsea Football Club. You don't deserve to wear the badge. Get out of my club. Get out. Get out!
See, from this angle, it feels like my dad is shouting at me for leaving the milk out. But that can't be right, because he walked out on me when I was 6 years old. And also, he wasn't Indian.
Club is paying you grands and grands of money, grands and grands of pounds, grands and grands of euros. Not for you to sleep, not for...
I'm actually genuinely worried for this lad's health. He looks like he's about to keel over with heart failure at any goddamn moment. As for Eden Hazard, I mean, if there was ever any chance of keeping him after that, no, he's probably picking out a villa in Madrid as we speak. It was a tough week for Liverpool, having drawn 2 games in a row, which for some fans was about as horrendous as a bath with Susan Boyle. They had to rely on Everton to keep Man City off top spot. Nope. Did not go well. So not only did City go back top of the league, they went back top of the league in Liverpool. Which is a bit like if Conor McGregor beat up Floyd Mayweather in his own house. I mean, it would have made a change from his wife. Or it's like Ireland getting beat by our oppressors of 800 years on our own turf 2 weeks ago. Anyway, Bournemouth travelled to Anfield at the weekend. The Scousers might have been feeling a little bit nervous. I mean, they shouldn't have. They ran out 3-0 winners, very comfortable. But the next week's game is going to be absolutely massive. Old Trafford pretty much needing to win. Man United are the form team in the Premier League. For Christ's sake, Solskjaer has won nearly more points than Mourinho this season, who has since been banished to Russian television. If ever there was a time they were desperate to beat Liverpool, it's next weekend. It's going to be such a massive test for the Reds, with the city of Manchester finally uniting in their hatred of all things Liverpool. Tottenham picked up another win. Son scored another late goal as they saw off Leicester 3-1. Jamie Vardy started on the bench for some bizarre reason, then gets chucked onto the pitch as soon as they win a penalty, and then immediately misses. Well, of course he did, but he obviously wasn't in the mindset. Considering 5 minutes earlier he was sitting on the bench with a jacket on, probably thinking of his special Valentine's Day plans. 6 cans and a quickie in the local skip is my guess. Well, Cardiff won again, travelling to Southampton and picking up a massive 3 points. In what was basically a relegation 6-pointer. And for all the goodwill that exists in football when a tragedy happens, there's always going to be 2 f***ing idiots have to ruin it for everybody. Southampton fans caught making Emiliano Sala Cardiff City taunts. Are you serious? What sort of low-life, degenerate pond scum tries to get one over the opposing team by mocking the dead? Lads, where's your f***ing decency? Don't mock the lad who's just spent the last 10 days stuck at the bottom of the f***ing ocean. It's not just banter to laugh at a 28-year-old man with a grieving family who's now going to be stuck in a coffin for the rest of his life, purely just because he dared to dream of a bigger and better career move for himself. Like, these Southampton fans, who are being investigated after making plain gestures, are probably the type who reside in a little hobbit hole in the ground and feel the need to mock the dead as they overcompensate for their own shortcomings in life. Whether it be beer bellies that swing down to their ankles, or penises that haven't satisfied a good woman since the early 90s. Absolute joke human beings. Speaking of fans making a holy show of themselves this week, some lad at Bournemouth now faces a lifetime ban from all grounds after he threw a pie onto the pitch before they played Chelsea the other day. Imagine having to explain to your son that you can no longer go to the footy because you've been banned for throwing your lunch at the players. Like, this is a grown man and he's done this before. Eat your damn pie, Jesus Christ. Well, then again, the Sutton goalie did that and he lost his job, so I mean, never mind. Honestly though, the lad who wrote this article on the BBC,
He does not know what type of pie was thrown, although Chelsea's FC matchday menu includes lamb, rosemary and garlic pies.
I would hazard a guess that it doesn't matter what flavour it was a goddamn pie. What happened to my voice just there? Burnley turned up to Brighton and left with 3 points. 3 massive points in what was a relegation 6-pointer as well. I'd imagine Brighton fans are starting to get a little bit worried now. Like these ones who clearly got lost on their way to a KKK meeting. Christ above, I can only imagine Gaetang Bong's reaction when he turns around and sees that in the f***ing crowd. He'd probably be expecting a Northern Irishman waiting on the touchline armed with a f***ing kosh. Huddersfield are down, I mean they just are. After losing to Arsenal, they are gone, alright? They're stuck in 11 points. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that they could equal Derby County's lowest ever points. I mean, they look absolutely hopeless, they really do. Everton lost to Watford. Marco Silva can't get his team to defend set pieces. Anyway, that was just a quick roundup, lads. Stay tuned, I've got some big announcements coming up on this channel. Some really good projects I'm really looking forward to doing. So yeah, stay tuned for all that. I'll let you know about that in the next couple of weeks. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to get a like, share and subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.
I got up at 6:30 this morning.